So one time I pulled up in the hood to go to one of my boys' baby showers. And I'm not really big into baby showers. I don't even know when that became a thing for men to go to baby showers, but whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, I pulled up to the baby shower, and at that time I had my Benz. And I'm typically working in an extremely rich neighborhood that's predominantly white people. So my Benz is actually nothing compared to what these dudes had in the neighborhood I was working in, where my shop was at. I'm talking Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis were a regular thing, so my Benz was nothing. Anyways, I pull up to the hood, and immediately this dude starts grilling me and just looking at me. So I peep what that is. That's typical hate from your own people. You just see me in the Benz, and he was feeling a little ways about me pulling up, and I pulled up kind of arrogant too. I pulled up bumping Young Jeezy, sunroof down, windows down, wearing all black. The Benz is all black. So I made quite an appearance. So, I got the attention I was looking for. Anyways, to settle down the situation a little bit, when I walked past him, because he was standing at the front door, I dapped him up. I was like, yo, what up, man? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So I could kind of ease the tension, because I could see the hate, but I just wanted to make him know that, I'm cool, man. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm chilling. So once that happened, a couple months later, I sold my shop. And then once I sold my shop, I got rid of the Benz because I'm working from home now. So there's no point in me even having a Benz just sitting out on my driveway doing nothing. And so I downgraded and got me a Nissan Sentra. It did make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I felt so cool in the Benz, and then now I'm in this generic whip and whatnot. And I got a little bit of insecurity because I think people are going to think that I fell off or something like that, when really and truly I was just making the proper financial decision. Like, my car literally sits at home the majority of the day. So what's the point in, me having a nice car just chilling in the driveway? Anyways, a couple months later, I'm driving down the street and this Acura pulls up next to me. I don't be doing anything crazy, but I'm still paranoid. So I see the Acura pull up next to me, and I'm thinking like, okay, what's up? Like, he pulled up a little bit too strong beside me in the car. And I'm like, okay. So the window starts going down. It's the same dude from the party. But now he sees me in the Sentra. And homeboy had the biggest smile on his face. It looked like it made his entire day. And he got like his strong, like, I don't know if you heard the Toronto accent, but he's got that accent. So he pulls up, he's like, yo, you don't even remember me still, eh? Yo, I'm this guy's boy. Yo, yeah, I was at the baby shower that one time. Yo, you're good, yo? You're good, fam? And I'm just like, yeah. And he looked so happy because he thought like I had fallen off, and all that hate he had towards me, had come full circle because, he pulled up in the Acura. I'm in the black Sentra, and, he think I fell off. And so I thought that was kind of funny, man, because the sheer amount of joy that was in his eyes to see me in what seemed to be a lower position was actually quite comical. And I can't even lie to you, I was crazy embarrassed. I was like, but hey, man, that's just how it goes, man. That's men being men, boys being boys, you know what I'm saying? So that was a funny story. But anyways, I want to jump into 6 brutal life lessons that nobody really teaches you about, and I want to dive into that and show you these life lessons that could save you a lot of time and energy and a lot of stress. And hopefully, if I could shortcut you and get you into a better place quicker with this advice, then I would have did my job. So the first lesson is the easy road will destroy you. I don't know what it is. I don't know why the creator of this planet decided that he's going to do things this way, or it's going to do things this way. But whatever's easy will destroy you. Whether it's, smoking, drinking, partying, being with a bunch of different women, doing anything that's easy, being lazy, and also even having no aim in life. I spoke about this in a previous video. Aimlessness is a vice, because when you don't have an aim in life, it's no different than drinking and smoking, because you're not doing anything and it's easy. When you have a goal and you have something that you're working towards, that is difficult because there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be failures, there's going to be all these different things. But the way the system's set up is that everything that is easy will destroy you, and everything that is hard is going to build you. And you need to learn this lesson really early, because then you can focus on the building. And what's crazy about it is that the hard stuff becomes easy with repetition. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning like it's nothing. This morning, 3:50, I turned over, looked at my phone, 3:50, all right, it's go time. But it wasn't always like that. When I first started getting up early, it was really tough. But now I don't even have to think about it. I get up early like it's nothing. I go to the gym every day like it's nothing, right? All these things that when I tell people about, or I speak to my clients about it, they're like, man, yo, you crazy. How could you do that? It's not that hard, because I've done it so many times. So the hard thing becomes easy, but the easy thing will destroy you. Next up is discipline weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. Word. And that goes back to what I was just saying. After a while, it becomes easy. Everything becomes easy. Discipline becomes easy. But the regret of not living the life that you could live, the regret of not fulfilling your purpose or doing and being the best version of yourself, is 10 times worse. I've seen tons of interviews with these old people, and they always say that. They're like, man, I wish I did what I wanted to do. I wish I followed through on that business plan. I wish I followed my dream. Do the hard thing, and then over time, the hard thing will become easy, and you won't have to deal with that regret. Next up, emotional decisions can easily ruin years of trust and your reputation. You could start off by being cool and thorough and whatnot, but you could destroy it all in a second if you do something based off of emotion. A lot of times you might make a quick decision just because you feel a certain way. And this quick decision could destroy friendships. It could destroy your marriage. It could destroy a lot of things. I know somebody that decided to mess around with one of their wife's friends. No, sorry, one of their kids' friends' mom. One of their kids' friends, he decided to get involved with the mom. And the consequences of that was, now he's a grown man. He's back living with his parents. His daughter hates him. He is now in a lot of different up and down relationships. And he's living the life of a man-child because he made that one poor decision. He made that one decision to mess with this woman, and it destroyed his entire life. Not to mention, one of his homeboys actually ended up getting with his ex-wife, and then they created a successful business together. This is a true story. So imagine the pain that this guy has to go through. His daughter doesn't even want to talk to him, none of that stuff, because he made one stupid decision. So you could be thorough for 10 years straight, but you do one stupid thing and it's all over for you. Make sure that you understand the gravity of your decisions. When I was younger, I used to think it was cool to smoke weed and then go drive. It was the dumbest thing ever. I thank God that nothing came out of it, but how many guys killed entire families because they were under the influence when they're driving? When you're younger, you don't think about that. It's all fun and games because everybody thinks it can't happen to you. That's where the majority of DUIs happen. It's not going to happen to me. I know multiple people in my life that got DUIs that had to deal with breathing into a breathalyzer in order to drive and all these negative things because one decision of taking too many drinks and driving caused them years of pain, tens of thousands of dollars. Don't be emotional. Don't be sporadic. Think before you do things. And a lot of younger dudes, especially in their 20s, have an extremely difficult time doing this because they can't see 5-10 years ahead. They only see the now. And that's when the majority of the stupid decisions happen in the 20s because guys' brains aren't developed enough to see the consequences of their action. Next is one that took me a while to understand, is how you treat others. It comes back directly to you. When I was young, I used to be a little bit of a bully. And now in my grown man stage, sometimes I see people I went to high school with and I'm just ashamed. I'm just like, damn, like what did I do to this person? You know what I'm saying? And I got a reputation for being aggressive, for being a little bit of a bully. And, it probably caused me to destroy a lot of relationships and not be able to build some relationships because of my reputation. So treat everyone with kindness. For example, I've written a couple ebooks. There is a girl that I went to school with that people used to give her a hard time, but I wasn't having it. I used to protect her. And then it turns out she is an amazing writer. So all these years later, I knew her since back in elementary school. She now helps me to edit my stuff. I treated her with kindness, and years later, it turned out to benefit me, and we still have a beautiful relationships. How you treat others, man, is really going to come back to you. The world is a mirror. What you do will always come back to you. So if you think that, you're cool by shitting on somebody or being mean to people, that stuff ain't cool. You're literally doing it to yourself because there's nothing that comes without a consequence. Everything comes with a consequence. Treat everybody with kindness, from the cashier to the servers at the restaurants. Anybody that you come in contact with, treat them well. Even your enemies. You don't gotta try to be fake and try to be friends with everybody, but at the same time, you just gotta be smart with how you treat people, because the way you're treating them is directly how you're treating yourself. Another thing is, we gotta stop trying to please everybody. You gotta stop trying to please everybody. At the end of the day, nobody cares about you as much as you think they do. Nobody cares about you as much as you think they do. So why are you out here trying to please people? You trying to look cool for people? Just like I told you at the beginning of this story. I wanna please everybody. I wanna seem like, I'm on top of the world. And it leads to insecurity. But you don't have to please everybody. You don't even have to please your parents. I can't tell you how many people make decisions, lifelong decisions, because they're trying to please their parents. Some traditions, that's just what it is. A lot of people, Eastern traditions, that's what they do. But your parents birth you, but they're not coming in the grave with you. Your friends, when they get a wife or they got to move or do something like that, they'll leave you in the dust and you're out here trying to please them. You feel me? The people that you're trying to please, the people that you're trying to impress, at the end of the day, they're not going to the grave with you. You're going in a casket by yourself. This is your life. This is your movie. You don't need to please anybody but yourself. You don't have any real competition but yourself. Stop trying to please people and do you. And last but not least, no risk, no reward. I saw this video actually posted on my IG of the CEO of Starbucks, and he talked about going to have a conversation with his wife's dad. And his wife's dad told him, his father-in-law told him that, yo, this Starbucks thing ain't working out. You don't have a salary. So you need to get a job because you need to support my daughter, and she's also pregnant. You got to do what you got to do. And luckily for him, Howard Schultz, his wife was a go-getter. His wife was a rider. And she told him, nah, continue chasing your dreams. Now imagine if he had quit and got a job. There'd be no Starbucks. And I see a lot of people in the comment section, my favorite place on the planet, they're saying that, oh, the father was right. The father is right. Which is so stupid because that's not the point. He took a risk, and now his family's set for generations. People that think they're being safe are not really being that safe either. You could lose your job because of recession, all these different things. Entrepreneurship is probably the safest route. If you want to live a comfortable life, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand that if you really want to swing for the fences and live a life of purpose, be able to change your family and your last name for generations, you're going to have to take some risks. And Howard Schultz did. Henry Ford, when he was doing the car thing, when he wanted to make the first mass production car, his dad cried. Henry Ford's dad cried and asked him to go back to his $25 a week job. $25 is a lot of money back then, or a decent amount of money back then. His dad cried, and he was past middle age, and his friends called him crazy. But he said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. 100 years later, I'm looking across at my neighbor, Ford. I'm looking down there, Ford. Ford cars everywhere. He changed his family's last name and fortune forever. And his name is always going to ring through history because he took a risk when everybody else told him no. Everybody else told him that it was a bad move. No risk, no reward. And these are the lessons that you need to learn. These are the lessons that a lot of people miss. Just to go over quickly, the easy road will destroy you. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. Emotional decisions can easily ruin years of trust and reputation. How you treat others is going to come right back to you. Stop trying to please everyone, and no risk, no rewards. Now, these life lessons are harsh, they're brutal, but if you understand them and you implement them from an early age, life is going to take you into beautiful places. Look, I did a ebook or workbook on goal setting that's completely free. I'm going to leave the link in the description. If you watch my videos, you understand that goal setting is absolutely pivotal to your success and for you to live the life that you want to live. Remember those life lessons. And if you're interested in becoming one of the 3% of adults that have written goals, and you know that top 3%, everybody else works for them, the 97% of people work for them, then download the free workbook and get your goals in order. With all that being said, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.